Okay. I think we are good to go. Let me just take some stuff off the screen here. We'll hide that. We'll hide this. Wow, that was a epically smooth start. I'm gonna take out my headphones and hopefully you can hear me okay. If you can't, you can let me know. But sure looks like the meters are working okay and the video's working okay, and things are live over in the YouTube studio. So welcome to the first live stream in the longest time. Actually, I was just joking yesterday that in February 2018 I posted, I went live on YouTube and I said monthly live streams from February 2018, and I don't think I've went live on YouTube since then, except for testing some stuff out here and there. So this will be a continuation of the monthly live streams that started way back in 2018 and haven't had it happen since then. But hopefully, I probably said this then as well, but hopefully I'll do more of these as time goes on. I can see some comments coming in, which is great, over on my computer here. The video looks and sounds good, and I'm getting some hellos. Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Just say hello and tell me where you're coming from. It's always nice to hear where people are coming from. One from South Sweden, which is pretty much where I'm at, South Sweden. So hello, neighbor. And other people, Aaron is in there. Nice to see you, Aaron, as always. Good to see and hear from you. What else? Hello from Germany. That's excellent. I'll just wait a bit longer before I get back to where people are from. So I have a little checklist of things I want to get through, and the next thing on my list is this could fail miserably. This live stream. You can't see, but off to the side here is the router or router, whichever way you want to pronounce that, is sort of powering the internet portion of this live stream, and it is all running through 4G because that's kind of what I have here in the house. So if things fall apart, then you can let me know. I can see in the multi-view of the ATEM that things are going okay, but it also says 0.1 megabytes per second. So it looks like you all can hear me and see me okay, so maybe that's just lying to me, or maybe the video quality is really bad. Anyway, the point is that I'm recording this locally. I actually remembered to do it on the ATEM. So if things go terribly wrong with the live part, then I will just upload this as a video, and you can watch it after if you want. Wow, loads of comments coming in from all over the world. I can't even try to start saying them all, but I'm seeing lots of fun places like Florida and Greece and Canada and another USA, a couple more USAs, Latvia, the UK. Hello from Belfast, my old area, and Mexico and Germany. That's great. Lots of nice things, or nice places all over the world. You can let me know if I do more live streams. Monday night is, I guess, a weird or a good night to do live streams. Who knows? So let me know if Monday is a good day for you, and I will do Monday things, more live streams on Mondays. I don't know. Monday just seems like a good day for me because it's the start of the week, and I can just talk about what I've been up to over the weekend and hopefully what's happening in the week ahead, and then next Monday I can do it all again. So let me know. Monday, is that a good day? Yeah, somebody asked if they could see a sort of behind the scenes shot of what gear I have here. So I have that ready. Camera 2 over my shoulder, which is an interesting lighting shot. Again, this is all just a bit of a test stream, and I haven't done one in a long time. I actually find, I'm going to come back to that shot in a second. I actually find that I don't have any lights at home. They're all somewhere else. So basically I've turned on every light in the house, and we'll see if the lighting holds up. It's like 7:05 now, so maybe in, I don't know, we'll see. In like an hour's time, or if we're still going in an hour, then maybe it'll be dark. I don't know. We'll see. So back to that shot. I have the H2R Mini Pro, which is actually running the whole streaming portion of the stream, of course, and all the mixing too. I have two cameras, the main one and the over the shoulder. Let's see, I have something coming in to 3. Yes, I have a Ninja 5, which you can probably just see there. It's coming into HDMI 3. And we'll come back to that. If things go terribly wrong, we'll come back to why I have the Ninja 5 there. And then on 4, I have a HDMI output coming from the laptop over here so that I can show H2R Graphics things, and that's what I showed for the start, and that's what I'll hopefully show in this video. It seems like plenty of comments are coming in, which I'm happy to see, so we can actually show H2R Graphics live stream chat thing. What else? So H2R Mini Pro is streaming and recording, and then I have the H6 Zoom recorder up here, which is got my, you can't quite see it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's got my microphone coming in one of the inputs, and it's also got the iPad coming in the other input, so I could play that music at the start. It seems like overkill having an iPad just to do that, but it's the only device that I had which had a headphone output that I could just plug in there. So I took it out of a box and charged it just for this perfect example of how to use an iPad. And then I have this H2R Mini over here, which is actually not doing anything today. I had a plan to use that during the stream, so I set it up. It's not doing anything. It's just here, you know, looking all shiny. So I left it there. And then for audio, not only am I using the H6, but also the, oh, you can probably just about see there, the, what are these called? Rode Filmmaker kits. I have some other audio headset, or audio headsets? No, audio, whatever, audio devices here, but I just went for these today because I found them first. And yes, the H6 is actually going line out, and then that goes all the way into the camera, which is over there. So that is hopefully helping with sync, although I have done a little bit of testing here and there with it and found that plugging it straight into the H2R Mini Pro it works perfectly fine. I haven't had any issues in terms of sync, but I guess a live stream is the place to actually check that. And yeah, I see that's kind of an overview of what's going on here on the desk. And I'm just gonna have some water. I see some more, one more device that I haven't mentioned, which is just a little 7-inch screen right here, which is just showing the multi-view of the H2R, so I can keep an eye on things. And that's it, my computer over here, that's it. So that's a little tour of the setup today that I have on the desk, and I can check that off my to talk about list. And then I wanted to say, I know it's been a while, actually people have been talking a lot, but if you have a question directly for me, then do include the @ here to record so I can see it specifically. So if you have a question, I'm going to go through this chat feature now, and then that's why you came. And then I'm going to come back to some questions at the end. So if you do have a question specifically for me, or you want me to try and get to it, then do write @ here to record. And I'll try my best to get through them all. It also will help my demo too, so I already appreciate that there's a few in there with @ so that's that. H2R Graphics. Actually, this is the first time I've used H2R Graphics live in quite a while. I developed it. Someone is asking here, Tim is asking, did you write this program? I'm guessing you mean H2R Graphics. And yes, I did. For the purpose of a live stream last February, I wrote this so I could use lower thirds and those kind of things, the ticker. It was a customer specifically wanted all this stuff and I couldn't find anything, or I didn't want to use like Photoshop to do lower thirds, so I wrote this for the specific purposes of that event, and I'll be honest, I haven't really used it much since then. I've developed it a lot for people since then, but I haven't really used it much since then. So it was fun today to set it up and find some weird quirks along the way, and hopefully I can fix those and make it better over time. I do want to use it more, so maybe I'll find more issues and I can solve those issues over time. Wow, this is already 11 minutes of me chatting about like the introduction. But finally, before I show the feature, I just want to say, like, it's been really fun to see the latest version of H2R Graphics has gotten a crazy 6,800 plus downloads over the last however many weeks. I posted version 0.0.8. Not all because, but somewhat because this, I believe from Mexico, a YouTube channel posted a video about it, and it got loads of downloads pretty much overnight because of that. And I had lots of I needed to translate a lot of emails that came into me the next day. But anyway, it's great to see so many users, and hoping to see more over time, and hoping to see more feedback and more requests. I'm getting emails every day about feature ideas and maybe small issues and all that stuff, so it's good to see it all roll in, and all that good feedback and all that constructive criticism too, so keep it coming. Okay, that's enough talking for now. What I will do first here is, if I haven't broken anything, I can throw up some comments in the chat. Let's see. Did I break everything? No, good. I'm just going to make that a bit bigger so I can see it better. But here we are. We have hello from the Netherlands, like I said, from Florida, from Greece, scanning down here. Let's see if anyone says anything else. Zach says, stream is fine. Thank you, Zach. Studio 4 event from the Czech Republic, which is really cool. And hello from Norway, from Tom Andre, if I said that okay. Sound 4 Pro Audio asks, can you spare an ATEM? Even though I said that ATEM is just sitting there doing nothing right now, it's not going to be sitting doing nothing forever. So as you can see, I'm throwing some comments on the screen here just as an example, but I am going to take that off the screen for a second and turn off that. Let me show you my screen. I don't want to confuse myself here, so I'm just making sure I'm doing it properly. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now, almost now you can see my screen. Let me make that bigger so I can see it too. So this is the typical chroma output window from H2R Graphics. You can tell right now that it's not a chroma color, but that's okay, we'll fix that. And then here is H2R Graphics. Yeah, you can definitely see this. Yes, good, okay. So this is the chroma window that you would usually open from here. The only difference today is that I have made it fully black in the chroma settings so that I can use the DSK with a Luma instead of using chroma. But if I go back into this little chat window here, you can see kind of the development so far. I'm already seeing some good questions about it, but some development so far on the product. What you in the future will hopefully be able to do is paste in the ID of the YouTube video, which you would get from YouTube. I mean, usually it's something like that. It's after the $V equals on YouTube. You can paste that in there, connect to it, and then it will start pulling in your comments. So this is actually all the comments so far on this actual live stream. I have it kind of hacked together right now and baked in there so that my video is the only one that shows up, but I can hit refresh and I can see lots of new comments coming in, and it works pretty well so far. Now for a couple of side notes. One is that this actually uses the official YouTube API, live chat API, which has had its goods and its bads so far, I find. But I wanted to go that way just so that I could have full control over the data that was sent from the YouTube, and so I can filter and move things around. So if you can see here, the comments are coming in, and I can see all of them in this little tab. I can see just mentions specifically in this one. So that's why I asked earlier, if you could mention add here to record in the comment, then it will show up right in there, which helps a lot. In this case, this is all of the chats that have come so far. And then whenever I'm ready to send one out, I can just click on it, and it shows up over here in the, it's showing up weird because I accidentally selected the text in that window when I closed it earlier. But you can see it pops up, and then it goes green whenever I've sent that. A few of these little, going green and how it slides up like that, I've kind of, I would say, borrowed from Aaron's version the other day that I watched. Aaron Parecki, he made a video about his version of doing this, which was based on another version, and so I did sort of borrow and steal a few little ideas from those. But in this case, this is sick, great features. It's so far away, I'm trying to read it properly, but it just sends that out to the output. Now, like I said here, I've just made this Chroma window smaller so I can show it off, but it works really nicely. And then what I can do is I've actually set it up so there's like a YouTube little iconish thing here, but that's in the hopes that someday it will also support other chats from other sources. We'll see how that goes. I'm really hoping. And then what else have I done? I've got a little yeah, that's the one question is, why would I have to see there's new comments below this point, but they haven't been gotten yet. So if I hit refresh up here, then those new comments are pulled in from the API. Now it is possible, of course, to just keep listening and asking the API for comments as they come in, but I found the hard way yesterday that there is a limit to that, how many times you can ask. I think YouTube lets you ask, I think it's like 10,000 times they give you 10,000 credits for these kind of APIs, but each time you ask for, is there any new comments? It might not be worth 1 credit, it might be worth, I think it's like 4 credits or something, or maybe even higher. So yesterday, as I tested things out, I realized very, very fast that it wasn't going to work the way I wanted it to work, because I tested it on a video, just a random YouTube video that was plenty of comments coming in for, and it just immediately, oh no, almost immediately anyway, within an hour or two, I was over my limit. So for now, unfortunately, you do have to hit refresh to get those new comments coming in. Like I said, there's an easy way to do it, and they make it easy for you, but I don't know, I just couldn't find the right way to do it just yet. So I guess it was a bit of a shame, but maybe someday I can either bump up the credits that I'm allowed, or I don't know. I think that's the best way, is ask. I've appropriately asked YouTube for more credits, and I don't even know what number you would even ask for, but if these I got distracted there. If this app does well and it continues to do well, all it takes is a few people to use the API key that I've generated, and it would just trash it for everybody. So for now, I've just left it as like a click to refresh thing. Now I have seen a question from Tim. Does Super Chat work? And I appreciate the Super Chat, Tim. And this will be the telling tell, because, oh, okay, that's a good sign. So here I can see this one's got a nice orange border around it from Tim. And I still have a lot of work to do in terms of the design, but in this case, I can see, oh, actually, see, I already see an issue that I have implemented here, but I can see that the Super Chat does indeed work. So thank you, Tim. Thank you for that test for me. And like I said earlier, you can filter by just mentions, but you can also, hopefully, yeah, filter by super chats only. So I could just leave this up, and all of those super chats that are coming in, oh, there's another thing I need to fix. All of those super chats that are coming in, hopefully someday, will pop up in here, and I can make sure that I mention them. So I appreciate it, Tim. Obviously there's some funky things happening here, like it shouldn't say that again, but that's just because when I was testing yesterday, I tried desperately to find a video that had super chat, a live video that people were giving super chats to, so I could see what it looked like and how it all worked when it came in. But I just couldn't find any. There's no really good way to find videos that are live right now. And if you do find them, they're often like weird 24-hour streams that no one is going to give a super chat to, so you never actually find a super chat pop up. So I couldn't know if it was going to work until Tim just sent that super chat, so I appreciate that. And now, let me think. If there's any specific questions on this, I will find them right now, and I will show them on the screen. But in order to do that, you have to watch me as I move things around again. So the joys of only having 2 USB-C outputs on your computer is that you have to decide what to show and when. In my old computer, I had a HDMI output, and I could have attached something else, but in this case, I can only show one output. There we go, from my computer, and I kind of had to hack this together for the live stream today. But yes, thank you for that question there, and I'm going to go back over into specific mentions or specific questions, maybe about the H2R Graphics. Does it support? This is a good question from Jonas. Does it support emojis? And annoyingly, the answer to that question is a big no, as you can see on the screen now. Well, actually, it's a yes and it's a no. Currently, if you use, for example, this one, yeah, there we go. Because it's like an Apple emoji in this case, then it works just fine. So the computer already knows what that is. But unfortunately, that question that was just asked there, these, if I'm not mistaken, these are like specific to YouTube or specific to the API. I'm not really sure, but I would need to get those exact emojis there. As you can see what they're called, YT, do the 5, and social dist. So I would need to just go get those from wherever and show them in here instead. So you can see that yes and no, it supports emojis. Sometimes it works great, and sometimes not so great. But I'm sure we can, or I can fix that over time. Let me see. Is there a way to push the chat on screen all the time with the new feature, similar to the way a lot of Twitch streamers have it? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I don't know. I was thinking about that today actually, because I thought if this demo failed, I want to show the chat on screen anyway. But I never got around to that because something didn't work anyway. So in my case, I kind of just want to show the comments that I want to show, if you know what I mean. This kind of fixes, or this is an alternative to showing the whole chat scrolling past. So you could probably just still do that. I don't really want to replace that. I want to go in a different direction, which would be to show a specific comment or a super chat or whatever you want to show specifically to your audience. It doesn't mean it can't or shouldn't do that, but I just thought it makes more sense to show the ones that I want to show. Aaron asks, did you end up writing this with the YouTube API instead of the hacks? Yes, I think I already answered that mostly, and this project started the same hacky way as Aaron showed his, and I got pretty far with that. But then eventually I was just writing so many, like, I'm a loss for words on that stuff, but I was writing so many hacks basically on top of hacks that I ended up just wanting to try the API way, and I found it worked really well once I figured out a few small things. So I'll probably stick with this direction, and see how it works out. I guess we'll just find out how the credits go. Tim says, seems to be a well thought out program. Thank you, Tim. Zach says, a question about H2R. If you want to go back and forth using H2R graphics, I guess, and not using H2R graphics, you have to re-mirror your displays in your computer. Is that right? Yes, that's exactly what I just had to kind of do there for that demo. Because, well, if you have two HDMI outputs on your computer, for example, I think, yeah, you can set up two to be mirrored, and then the other one can be its own display, so you can do that. But in my case, that's exactly what I had to do. It's unmirrored, and I would have had to make it mirrored, but I just decided to drag the programs over, so that is correct. Tim says, thanks for the test. Thank you, Tim, for the message. Let's see, what else? More questions about, oh, this is a good one from Tom. What are you thinking timeline to make this available to us? Actually, not too, I have no idea. Soon is my answer to most things, but pretty soon, actually. I've found some issues, like in the last few minutes you saw, and if I fix those kind of issues, then I can just get it out there. I am interested in getting a reply from YouTube API people before I make any huge decisions, but I think I just need to fix some more stuff over the next week or two and then see how it goes. Maybe some more people can test it for me too. So if you're up for that, then send me an email, john@heretorecord.com. Let's see, what else? Robin asking about Here to Record. I submitted a GitHub issue to request H2R to have a transparent background window rather than a chroma key background. Yeah, I want to add loads of stuff. So if you have any suggestions, then I've probably written them on my to-do Trello already. Like that one is on there, I know that. And I'm trying to get to them. I guess this YouTube chat thing kind of jumped the queue because there's a lot of chat about it at the minute. And I wanted to see if it worked. And then I started this on Friday, and now I'm making this video about it. So it's sort of it's been expressed a little. Yes. Let's see, what else? Want to select reading. It's fun to watch me read, isn't it? Joe asked, can you time the chat so it goes off after 15 seconds? Yeah, that could be a possible feature. I will try to make a note of that and make that a sort of a setting. In this case, you will have settings, of course, below this, as you would before. Hopefully, you'll have a custom CSS stuff, which would be great. And you'll be able to put in your own like channel name so that you can see what mentions you specifically get. Obviously, there's no use for you seeing what mentions Here to Record gets. So there will be settings, and that will be a great one. And John asks, is the refresh button OSC triggerable? That would be a feature to add for sure. I think until I figure out the whole limit stuff, I want to make sure that there's not too many easy ways to hit refresh, if you know what I mean. Because of course, if everyone just really hits that refresh button, then I will hit that API limit once again. So I want it to be as, I guess I don't want it to be difficult, of course, but I don't want it to be automatic either. So we'll see. But it's a good idea, of course. Everything really should and will be triggerable by OSC. If it's not already, then I probably just missed it. So any feature should really have that OSC compatibility. Let's see. John here asks, and this is a good question, and I do get this question a lot, and I have solid intentions, and that is the code open source? Well, it's not right now. And is there a way to fork and contribute to H2R Graphics? I guess, I know this is just an excuse really, but like it started so hacky and it's still kind of hacky-ish, but somewhat polished in certain areas. So I really want to just do some little cleanup before I can open source it, because I have sort of invited the odd person to have a look, and I know that either they didn't have any time or they kind of looked in there and weren't really sure where to start. And I don't want that position. I want it to be crystal clear where everything is, and I want to, if I ask for help on it, then I want that help to come back, and I want them to, anybody who wants to help, to jump in there and see a very clear piece of code. Obviously it won't be perfect, but at least it won't be full of really random deletions and comments that it is right now. So I have excellent ambitions to get help to make it through all of these changes that I have in mind, but it's just about getting it in place and finding some time to do it, really. And a super chat, thank you, Alec, for your super chat. You said hello world. That was a great one. That was my test one that I've been doing over the last 2 days. I've been writing the terms hello world a lot, so I appreciate that. It's like you knew. Let's see, other questions about H2R Graphics. Wow, there's loads here. I'll come back to that one. Eugene, I think I said that right. Eugene says, please implement it soon, thanks. Okay, I will do my best. Do you ever see, this is from Aaron, do you ever see H2R becoming a commercial product? I think about this all the time. I really do. Yeah, I do think about that all the time. I don't really know, to be honest, yet. I think it just depends on what features I can get in there. For example, this is a good example of something that could be considered like a pro feature. I don't really intend it to be one, but I think if it's ever going to be commercialized in some way, it would be like a, here's the basics and here's some pro on top. I really don't want to be in the position of selling the software as a service where you pay every month for a subscription fee or every year. I would like it to just be a upgrade to the pro version kind of model, but I'm not really sure. So long as basically, if I bring it down to the honest truth, the reason you don't pay for it is because I'm not able to fully support it. If I made it a paid software, I feel like I would have to, or I ought to, reply instantly or as fast as I can to people. And right now I reply within a day or two to people. So because it's that free software, I feel a lot more comfortable with getting back to people as soon as I can rather than pretty snappily. So right now it's going to hopefully remain free, and I don't know, things might change in the future, but I think it's nice to have something for free. And since I have a job elsewhere and I have some other software that I'm kind of working on in the background and maybe able to commercialize in time, then maybe H2R Graphics can continue to be free, or at least continue to have a really subset of features that are free for everyone. So, but it's a good question. Let's see, what else do we have here? How can I add special fonts, and can you add a ticker right to left to scroll? Yes, that ticker idea is on my list as well. Special fonts, you can add those through the settings tab or in CSS if you want. And if you don't know how to do it, just send me an email after this and I can get back to you within a few days. I do my best. Let's see, what else do we have here? I think I'll scroll back a little because I think I skipped a few by accident. Yeah, here's one. Is a browser source input planned? Yeah. Browser source input. Browser source input. Not necessarily, actually. This is the same reason that video playout is a great idea but not implemented, because all of this relies on either green screen chroma keying or, oh, look at that. Speaking of relying on things, I need to fix my key setup right now, but you can see there Axo, I don't know if that's your name, but you're kind of lost in your picture because this is a black Luma key, so it's just taking out the black. So your picture is obviously very black. Which brings me back to the point, which was if you play a video that had all black in it or a bunch of green in it, then I would have to turn off the keyer in the ATEM before the video starts, and after the video ends it needs to go back on. And that's also possible. But I don't think it's as simple as I would like it to be, so that's why I've kept it not a feature yet. Video playback and browser support. So maybe someone has some good ideas about a good way to do that. Maybe whenever this thing comes on, it sends a signal to the ATEM, but I just haven't really fixed a good way to do that kind of stuff yet. So that's why those features haven't quite made it in there yet. Let's see now. So I'm finding the refresh button click thing. It's not annoying, but you have to do it. And on my computer over here, I have H2R Graphics, and then beside that I have the official YouTube chat, which is coming in really fast. And actually that's really good, because if there is any issues that pop up, I will see those fly past here. But what I have to do is click refresh on the software to see new comments, which is okay. I'm doing that. Could you do a custom HTML mode? Jonas asked that. I don't know what you mean. I do a custom HTML mode. You're gonna have to tell me more about what you mean by that, or email me if it's specific. I can try and get back to you about that. And yeah, finally Joe says, will you be able to trigger with the Stream Deck? Yeah, you can do that with Companion. I don't have any intentions of using the Stream Deck official app. I don't really want to necessarily build support for that. So if you do it with Companion OSC commands, then, and actually if you download the beta version of Companion, the new one, is it 2.0 or is it 1.2? Anyway, whatever the new builds are, you can actually open up and see H2R, or sorry, Here to Record Graphics it is getting easier, that's for sure. Let me see, what else do we got? I have let me just look at my list and see how I was getting on with the things I wanted to get to. Yeah, I think I did everything. The final thing on that was just, if you have any thoughts or comments on what you've seen already in terms of the chat stuff, then you can send me an email. I'm going to get a lot of emails after this, I think. I actually can see some other questions coming in though that didn't mention my name. Perhaps you weren't here at the start, but that's okay. Do I still use... Oh wait, I can show this on the screen. See, this is actually a nice feature to have, if I'm honest with you. Because I don't have to show all the chat, I can just show the individual messages. Interesting profile picture again, but I'll fix all that someday. Do I still use the Decimator Demon? The Decimator Demon Quad, if that's what you mean. Or I still use the Decimator MDHX all the time. I can see my on-air thing is flicking here, so we'll see if it comes back. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to power through, because we'll see what happens if it comes back on air, and if not, then I've lost it, and I will just upload this as a video later. We got pretty far though. Oh, it would be a shame if it broke now though, wouldn't it? We got this far. I can see the cache in the YouTube studio is going crazy. Let me know if you can still hear or see me. That would be appreciated. Yeah, the cache is going back down again a little. I see lots of buffering messages. That's okay. That's okay. This is why we have a cache. Anyway, I'll just continue because I can see the cache is dropping, so that's a good sign, right? And then we can come back to it. Maybe you'll catch up. And maybe you won't. Who knows? This is the tough decision now, is to decide whether to continue or to do something about it. There's not much I can do really, other than just wait and see. I guess if I killed it and start again, then maybe it would work better. Should I do that? Or should I continue? And if you can see all of this, then it's pretty painful of me just deciding what to do. La la la. And you can let me know in the comments if things pop back on again. That's probably the easiest way to do it for me. Oh, looks like maybe somebody's seeing me again. I can see the cache is still at 63%. Tell you what I'll do. I can clear the cache. So maybe, yeah, okay. Maybe I'm back. Maybe I'm not. Who knows what'll happen. This is fun to see what happens when the cache goes up to 63% on your A10 Mini Pro. And then wait patiently to see what you should do about it. But we'll see. Maybe I'm back. Maybe I'm not. Some people are saying yes. And I will just keep talking and see what happens. So, anyway, questions. I think I answered the decimator daemon question. But basically, I use the decimator MDHX all the time. And the decimator quad, I barely use that at all. Because I realized it worked great for that video, but I didn't really need that again. That kind of picture-in-picture mode. So, I don't know. Maybe someday I will, but I have no idea if I'll need it again. It's a nice device to have though, the Daemon Quad, which is like the four split thing, because sometimes I think of reasons to use it. I just haven't really done that yet. So this is the interesting part now, is because I don't know where people are in the stream, are they still using the cache or is it back to live? It doesn't really matter, does it? Here's a question that I want to show up on the screen. So I'll hit refresh and I will find that question. Yes, can we use, let's go to the program again. Can we use H2R as NDI in OBS someday? I've been telling people that they can use NDI scan converter, is like this application by, actually I don't know who makes it, maybe it is New Tech, maybe not, just to send a window over NDI. Excuse me, I'll just have some water while I... Yeah, so I've been telling people they can use NDI scan converter, and maybe that's the case still. So try it out, NDI scan converter. It worked last time I used it, and you just pick a window and then you just send that over NDI. So give it a go, see if it works. Let's see what else. Aaron says that he's watching the stream on what was it, two times trying to catch up to the live, and maybe he's already made it up to live. That's good. If you haven't watched any of Aaron's videos, by the way, Aaron Parecki, on YouTube, check him out. He's got loads of A10 Mini stuff that you might be interested in. On that note, actually, do I still have this in here? Yes, I do. Oh, it went over his head. I think he'll be okay with that. Me and him have been working on this live video tech.today forum site, community place to go ask questions and get answers. I'm actually really not surprised but impressed by how many people have already signed up for it and asked questions, and loads of stuff in there. So it's really nice to see. If you have any questions about live video tech, then I'll show it again. Live video tech.today. You can ask questions, you can show off rigs, you can see what me and him are up to, and then you can get some answers to things. It's the perfect place to go and ask questions that maybe manufacturers are not getting back to you on, or that you can't find on the Facebook groups, because it's much easier to find your way around a forum these days still and find results instead of asking. Actually, it's a good thing to talk about, is that there's so many people getting into this now that this kind of ATEM and all that stuff, that there's just so many new people in Facebook groups and stuff asking the same questions over and over again, which is, I'm okay with that. I don't mind seeing that stuff, but it's probably just hard to answer all those questions over and over again. So if you are looking at any specific answers on ATEM, on whatever H2R Graphics, there's a section in there for that. Just join us over there, and hopefully we can answer your questions, or maybe you have some cool setups. Maybe you know way more than we know, and that's good too. Come in there and help other people, because it's nice to have. It's nice to have a really good place. I get so many emails all the time, and people are asking roughly the same questions, and I've never gotten around to making something like this. I didn't really do much here. Aaron did all the work really, but I'm trying to get over there as much as possible and answer questions, and it's the perfect place to send people that are sending me the same-ish emails, and I can just send them in there and say, here's the answer already, or ask the question in here and we'll see if we can find the solution. Tim said, let me see, Tim, lots of comments from Tim today, which is great. Wait, no, that was someone else. Tim said that he is +1 for Aaron, and he's up to live as well. Good to hear. Here's a question. While I was rambling about cache on the ATEM, did you hear all of that? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing it never skipped, and it was just me rambling about the cache, which is weird. I did stop and start the stream, but it didn't clear the cache. It still says it's at 63%. So either it did and it didn't update on the multi-view, or maybe it didn't clear it and there's some footage, some stuff sitting in there. I almost pressed the off button there. That was a bit too convenient, wasn't it? I think I can show. Let's see. Any more questions? That concludes the sort of live demo of H2R Graphics chat feature. Like I said, it's kind of rough and ready so far. Hopefully it'll get better. But it was the last few days of messing around, and it's been fun. It's been fun to do. Oh, and yeah, actually, that reminds me. If you're signing up for things, then you can join us over on Discord as well. The I'm Here to Record Discord. You know, I don't know if I have a link for it right now, but it's underneath pretty much all my videos have a link to the Discord underneath it. So you'll find it down there, and you can join the Discord and ask. It's more of a chit chat now than an asking questions place. I kind of want, or would love people to ask specific questions on the forum, and then we'll just have a chit chat in the Discord instead, because it's much easier to find answers on the forum, and it's much easier to just chat and share what you're up to right now on the Discord. So join both. Why not? Both places are valid. Let's see. We have some more questions or comments coming in here. Yes, this is actually a good question, which you can see right there. Amazing tool, thanks. Would it be feasible, this is from Devin, would it be feasible to add an automatic refresh every X seconds? And actually, yes, that is a part of the API. Every time you ask for new live chats, they tell you, okay, you have to wait 5 more seconds, but you can ask again, and then you wait 5 more seconds, and you ask again, and then they'll send you more live chats, and then they'll say, okay, you should wait 4 seconds now. Wait 4 seconds and ask again. So I did have this auto refresh feature working just fine. It works really well, but it's like I said earlier, it just used up all my credits like within 2 hours. So if this chat right here, it's been quite busy, which is really great to see, but it's possible that it used up loads of my credits. In fact, maybe I still have it running somewhere. Before I started this stream today, I had used, okay, it just updated. I think I've used about 300 credits maybe since I started the stream. I'm going on about credits, sorry, but that's just a sign. I haven't pressed that button 300 times for sure. So if it was on refresh and it checked every 5 seconds during this, what about 51-minute stream so far, then that would have been a lot of credits used up, and I didn't want to use up all the credits, so I didn't do that. Maybe I could have like every 5 seconds or every 5 minutes it refreshes, but then I'm just picking a random number for no reason. So for now, click the button, and it works just fine. Let's see. Somebody said something that was funny. Let me see. La la la. Oh, actually, this is a good question. Can we share, from Marcel, can we share H2R themes on live video tech? Yeah, oh, of course you can share anything you want on there. But if you wanted to share it, you'd have to share your project file, and then someone else would have to import that and overwrite theirs. So maybe I need like a save and export theme thing instead. So you could, but you can definitely share whatever you want on there. Share everything. Well, not whatever you want, but share themes on there for sure. This might be a lot of copy and pasting. Here's one. Yeah, Discord is a bit chatty. That's probably my fault. Sorry. Yeah, maybe it is your fault. But that's nice. It's nice to have a chatty place when people come in for the first time and see some chatting going on instead of silence. Why not? Why not have chatty? Our live chat. This is from Mark. Are live chats available on FB Live? This is why. Let me just. I showed it earlier. Anyway, I have a YouTube or YT red column down the side, and this is what I want to do: is push all sorts of chats in here if I can. I've been looking into the Facebook API, and I can do something pretty similar, and maybe with Discord too. I can. I never really used that, or not Discord. What do you call the other very popular Twitch? Hopefully I can push other things in here. It just depends on what I can set up and all that stuff. Okay, so ideally I would have other chats coming in here, and then you can just check everything in one place. But for now, I don't have that just yet. Let's see. Christoph says that I'll definitely be jumping into Discord after this. Yeah, do that. There'll be lots of good answers in there. And then that Lens Life says, you were late, so I guess I can still answer your question. That's okay. Is there a way to customize the chat so it comes in? Yeah, it will have some... Ideally, it will have some stuff that you can customize. I want to add more animation things in the future. Fades and... Yeah, fades don't really work that great in Chroma and in Luma keys, I find. So I want everything to be sort of animated or wiping in some way. So I want to add more animations in the future. That would be great to do. I just saw that we have another super chat pop in from Marcel. I don't think you said anything, but I appreciate it. Thank you. It popped up in my little super chat area there. Which is really nice. You know what I'll do? I'll just... it only took me like a second to do this earlier. So I will just do it again and just show you the interface again, just so you can see it now that some time has passed. Okay, cutting to the camera there, and I'll open that up, and then I'll bring over H2R Graphics again. Just as a little refresher as we close up the live stream, of course. In here, I can now see those 3 super chats that I got during the stream, which is really great. And then all the mentions were in here, which were specific. You can see the green ones are ones that I have shown during the stream, and the other ones, I just couldn't get to everything. I'm sorry. But I really appreciate all the questions and all the comments. And then over here, I'll just hit refresh again. I can see all the comments, which has been quite the list of chats throughout the stream. Comments is not the right word. Chats, that's the right word. Let me just go back to that, and go back to that. You know, I really enjoyed watching Aaron's stream. I think it was last week, because he was using like 2 or 3 A10 minis at the same time, and it was really making me chuckle as he, not in a bad way, of course, just as he tried to get his head around all the different A10s. I mean, I'm already losing my mind over here, and I only have this one in operation, so I can imagine or I can feel for him that he was doing some sub mixing and stuff. So now I'm back to that shot, which is great, and I will see how it's going in the live streaming area. Everything seems to be working great. But I guess as we come to the end of a 1 hour portion, I don't know if I intended this to be a full hour, but it looks like I've managed to get all the way up to 56 minutes, which is super cool. I appreciate all the comments and the questions, and maybe there's 1 or 2 last ones that I have time to chat through. Oh yeah, I guess I could just talk about that. Alan asks, you were going to explain how you're using the Ninja 5 in your setup. Well, actually, I don't know if I was going to explain it. It's only there because of potentially everything going terribly wrong. Like I said, I kind of hacked this project together, so it could have easily just crumbled before I went live. So what I did was I recorded on the Ninja. I recorded sort of a let me see, what's the best word? A just in case version where I had a few comments and I would just show how they worked. So I recorded that on the Ninja before this stream started, and then I was going to play that out into the ATEM if things went terribly wrong. But luckily they did not. So I didn't need the Ninja other than just to have an extra monitor there, and it's much better quality than this little monitor, this little Lilliput. The Ninja looks great, so I could really tell that my lighting is pretty awful, but that's okay. The sun did me well, and I'm pretty happy with how it looked, even though I didn't have any lights at home. I see another super chat come in from Matthias. I appreciate it. Thanks for making H2R free. I appreciate your appreciation. And thanks for the message. It's not free now. You've just paid me that for it, so technically it's not free anymore. But I appreciate it either way. Oh wait, here we go. There's one more super chat coming in now from Wendy's. I'm not sure if that's an official channel there, but I'll take the $2 from Wendy's. Can H2R read text files? That is on my list of things too. Ways to get information into H2R Graphics. Right now it only really reads, externally it only reads from Google Drive, or whatever it's called, Google Sheets for the break screen. But it can't read text files right now, but that would be cool. Some sort of CSV import of lower thirds so that you don't have to retype stuff out. Everything is a good idea, basically. Everything is a good idea. More questions coming in. I was wrapping up there, but now more questions, and I'm not complaining. I appreciate them. Funny, I typed... Oh, okay, that's why. Let's see. Have I tried vMix on Mac in Bootcamp? No, I have not. Actually, we use vMix all the time in my day job, and it's really good. I really like vMix. I'm telling people to use vMix as much as possible these days. I really like it a lot. But I've never tried it with Bootcamp. Maybe it runs well. We just have PCs there, so we can run it straight from the PC. But you can tell me, does it run good? Does it interface well with devices? Because that's really all that matters, is that it's able to pick up the signal from your capture cards and stuff. And if it doesn't, then I wouldn't want to use it, obviously. But if it does, that's great. Zach, you asked, is the Ninja coming out of the Lilliput HDMI pass-through? Is the Ninja coming out? Yeah, so the Ninja is connected. The HDMI comes out of the ATEM Mini Pro and goes into the Lilliput, and then that loops back out into the Ninja, which then loops back out into the ATEM again, so that I can watch the program on both of these monitors. You can see it there, but I can always change this to be in playback mode if I was going to play that file, but I didn't have to do that, which is really good. I could just show it to you live. So I skipped that. Oh, I think I saw, yeah, another super chat come in, which is great. From Fabian or Fabian. When will H2R Logger be out there? Oh, damn it, I shouldn't have clicked on it. It's already out there, technically. Well, that's not true, actually. You have to ask me for a link to the download. So if you've already sent me a message about this, I'm just spacing right now, and send me an email about it. But if you haven't yet and you're interested, then, well, still send me the email. Like H2R Graphics is working, but it's definitely hacked together. H2R Logger, if you don't know what H2R Logger is, it's kind of like a way to record on all your cameras separately, but still record or still track each edit that you make, and then you can bring it into like Final Cut or something and build a timeline, multicam timeline based on all your camera shots and all the cuts that you made during a production. And I've used it for quite a few events, actually. I built it specifically for meetups, but it works okay, but you need to know how to use it, basically. And that's no, I'm not putting down you as the user, I'm putting down me as the developer, because it is like difficult to use, and you have to do everything in the right order. And if you don't, then you won't know why it went wrong. So while it is technically out there and downloadable, and it even listens to ATEM commands, but it's extremely development focused. No, development phase. It's in the development phase heavily, and I haven't got a reason to use it, so I haven't really been able to develop it much more. But I appreciate the super chat and the question, and thank you for bringing it up. And I will do my best, as always, to work some more on it. And if you haven't gotten a copy yet, then just let me know. And if you do get a copy of it, and you've already gotten a copy of it, please reply to my emails on how it's going. I've sent the link to a few people, and they seem appreciative, and I know they're appreciative, and they maybe don't want to bother me by saying back like, hey, this didn't work, or I don't know what's going on here. But if you do have a copy of it already and you've tried it, just send me an email and say it didn't work or it did work, because then I can make it better. Otherwise, if no one gets back to me, then I don't really know what's wrong with it. And that's enough talking about H2R Logger. Yeah, okay, Aaron asks, it'd be cool to see an in-depth video, and yeah, that's true, it would be. So if some folks want to use it, and give it a go, or even just have some thoughts on how they might use it, then send me that message, and yeah, send me a message and we can talk through it, and then I can make a video on how it works. I don't want to make a video on how it works before it works well, and it won't work well until it's been used, and so it's kind of like trying to get to the right point. But I have used it successfully, and I really like it whenever I use it, but it's just I haven't really needed a reason for it in like 6 months maybe. Another question from Martin. Do you miss the SDI ports on the ATEM minis? Actually, that is a good question today, because you can't, you can see this cable right here, there, that's moving, is a cable that's going off to the camera up there. I mean, you can see the cable right there. Obviously, I could just get a longer cable, but I don't have longer cables, but I have a lot of long SDI cables. So instead of having to dangle a cable around this room, I could have turned all this into SDI and put it into the ATEM Mini Pro. But I don't miss, to answer your question, I've already got distracted. I don't miss the SDIs, because in this case, for the distance of these things, it actually does work pretty well. If I put like 1 more meter on this cable, I'd be happy. So, and I still have my ATEM television studio in the room, and I can use that if I want to do SDI stuff. So I don't miss the SDI on these, or I don't regret not having SDI, because all these HDMIs is perfectly fine for a computer source, for a 2-camera setup, maybe a 3rd camera if I skip the Ninja 5 playback. So no, I don't, to answer your question in a very long way. Now I see people, this is great, using super chats to get my attention, which is a good way to do it. Inner Yard asks, I hope there will be a Raspberry Pi version soon. I do get this question a little bit here and there, and that would be cool. That would be good to have. But I don't know, it's tough. It's tough for me to, if anybody has any experience with Raspberry Pi stuff or building a Node-based, JavaScript-based stuff for Raspberry Pi, then I appreciate any help that you can send my way, and we can make something together. I said earlier that I wanted to open source this, and that will hopefully still happen, and then in that case people can help me out and make it happen. So you never know. It's not a no. Most things are not a no. It's just a haven't had the time, or not sure yet if it makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see. And I'm just kind of wrapping things up now. Appreciate people spending their Monday nights watching. It's for me, it's been a fun way to spend the Monday evening. It's usually a pretty quiet day, so I'm just turning on my iPad, my little music playback device. I didn't really decide how I wanted to finish this live stream, so maybe, I don't know, maybe this will be some music coming on, and thanks for all the questions. People, it catches my eye, the live chat popping up here, and I will do, I'm gonna make more videos on all this good stuff. So people are asking questions about making certain videos. I also have a list of videos to make, and videos I am currently working on, and just finding time to make them. So I shall continue to make them, and over the next while, hopefully I can get the frequency up a little. I did well for a few weeks there, and hopefully I'll do well for a few more weeks. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. This is when I'm looking around to see which button is the best button to press whenever I want to go off. I will press this and maybe listen to some music. Yeah, here we go. As I say goodbye and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next live stream, which will hopefully be soon enough. See you then. Bye bye.